Hi, everybody. It's Coach Williams, and we are in week 2 of the competition robotics program in TUSD. So last week, the job that you were given was to go through that game manual, to read it, to talk about it with other people on your team, and to really understand the game. How do you play? How do you score? And to really figure out what the rules are. Now, this week, we are going to begin defining the problem, and eventually this will be transferred to our engineering notebooks. Now, we're going to do this all individually in a digital notebook first, but eventually when we get into teams, if you haven't already been placed on teams, we will transfer this information into a paper notebook that looks like this. And if you want to get ready for what a notebook will look like down the road, there are a bunch of resources on this page on the website. There's some video resources, one from me, one from some students that won the design award at the World Championships. Here's some from another team, 8931B, some other resources. We're going to go over this later, but you might want to just take a look at what this notebook will look like down the road. This is the team that won the design award from Orchard Hills in 2019. And this is actually a slideshow where you can see a lot of their pages of their notebook. Now, we're not going to start here. We're going to start with individual digital notebooks. And then eventually we will transfer some of the information in that looks like this. You can write it or you can just print out your digital notebooks and place them into your paper notebook. Let's not worry about that now. What you should be doing right now, it's week 2. And so we are going to actually, in week 2, you will see that there is let me move my face real quick. There is a begin individual digital notebooks. You're going to click on this link, and then you're going to make a copy of that slideshow. So this is what it looks like. It's a digital notebook, and every student is going to complete this so that you all define the problem and you really get to know the game. Eventually, we will decide whose strategies were the best, whose game element descriptions were the best, who drew the game field the best or has the best pictures. And we will either just print out these pages and put them in our notebook, or we will rewrite them if you want to clean them up a little bit. We will do that down the road. But right now we are going to use our knowledge, our notes, our highlights from the game manual, and you are going to complete a digital notebook for helping you define the problem. Now, if you click on the link, you'll see that it's view only. So you're going to need to make a copy. So you're going to go to File and then Make a Copy. Just make a copy of the entire presentation, and then you will be ready to go. Okay, so the first page, obviously, it's a table right here. You could fill in your name, your school, the season. These are some directions. And so pages 5 through 13, each page has something different that you will describe. The first page 5 will be the game overview using the video. The page 6 will be the game overview using the game manual. Page 7 will be all about the game field elements. Page 8 will be about scoring. Page 9 will be about specific game rules, how to play the game, criteria and constraints. Page 10 will be about the robot criteria and constraints. Page 11 will be about the robot skills. Page 12 will be some brainstorm strategies. And page 13 are your goals. What are your goals for the season? What are your goals for your team? And so once you complete this, this is more than enough information to define the problem in your notebook. So you will have a lot to start your notebook with. You will see the next page has some sample examples. Notice that there's text and pictures. It's really important that you use images. You can edit them and add arrows or draw on top with an app, or you can very simply draw something out on a piece of paper. You can see that there's a couple examples. Let's see, is it right? Oh, right there. Couple examples right there on the lower one that someone drew out some ideas or some game field elements, or it looks like scoring. So that works as well. It doesn't have to be a picture, it can be a drawing. You just take a picture of your drawing and put it in the digital notebook. So there's some example pages of what it could look like. Table of contents is pretty much set up for you. The only thing you need to complete is the date that you did it on. I'm giving you about an estimate of a week to complete this, all of the pages. Let's see what else we got. So you'll notice in the pink boxes on each page, I've given you a prompt. So it says, watch the official game video and answer the questions below. Now, you're not going to put this straight into your notebook. This is just to get you thinking and to give you some prompts, almost like a cheat sheet. And so this is, you're looking at the game manual. I want a summary of the game. How would you explain this in your own words to somebody else? Put some pictures and sketches. So the pink boxes give you directions on what you should put on each page. So you'll see the game elements on page 6 and scoring on page 7. You get the idea. When you get to the game rules and the robot rules, you'll notice that there are criteria and constraints. Criteria are the things that you need in order to be successful. So in order to play this game successfully, you're going to have to lift a ring or shoot something into a goal. So it depends on the year of what game manual you're using, but what do you need to do to be successful? That's going to be your criteria. Constraints are your limitations. So your limitations during, let's say, the autonomous period is you can't cross a line. Okay, so you're going to figure out what do you need to be successful, the criteria, and then what are your limitations, the constraints. The next one is the same thing for robots. What do you need on your robot to be successful? And then what are the limitations? Like there's a size limitation and an expansion limitation. All those types of things you will find in the game manual. Now, page 10 is about the Robot Skills Challenge. This is a separate event at a tournament that is played a little bit differently by yourself. And you don't have to do the robot skills at a tournament, but if you have code and you have practiced playing the robot skills on your own, it's a separate field at a tournament that you can get more points. And this really helps you if you want the Excellence Award by doing well in the robot skills and in the regular tournament and in your notebook. You can get the best award in the whole tournament, which is called the Excellent Award. It takes all three into consideration. And the final two, page 12 is the strategies. You can draw a field and say, I'm going to go here first, here second. What would be your strategy for playing? And then 13 is, what are your goals? What do you hope to accomplish this year? What do you hope to accomplish to play the game? What are your goals for your robot? And what are your goals for playing the game? Okay, so this should take probably a week. So have good luck and have fun and get to know the game. And that's it. I'll see you next week.